Hey everyone, how's it going today? And welcome back to another second stimulus check and second stimulus package unemployment benefits extension update. And welcome and happy start to the brand new week. And as crazy as it is the last week of this crazy historical year that we've been basically living in, but thankfully have officially survived. And also wanted to hopefully wish every single person had a relatively okay, happy, Merry Christmas. It was probably a difficult, more certainly a different Christmas, but at least we've at least survived and maybe can now have hopefully brighter days to look forward to. Because actually the great news that I do have to share with all of you guys, and some of you guys may have already heard, is that the recent $600 stimulus check unemployment, well, $300 unemployment, that package that we were talking about has officially been approved. And I don't just mean that because I know that last time we kind of had a thing where most people assumed it was going to be approved because Trump and every single person confirmed and voice that they were going to officially sign it. But of course, sometimes, actions are different than words, and what ended up happening is he took back his word and he wanted, again, some people say that it was reasonable, but nonetheless, what happened. The great news is that Trump now has officially come through and signed the second stimulus check and second stimulus package. Feel free to share your thoughts about that if you guys have anything at all. But I also do want to share that today they are officially going to be voting on a brand new stimulus package, which is, and not stimulus, but rather I guess you can say an add-on version to this stimulus package, for bumping it up to now $2,000 instead of the $600 payment, which is what I really want to talk about in today's video, because I do know that there are some people that obviously were very happy about it, and I think there's reason to be happy because it's something, but obviously there's some people that really wanted more, and this might be a potential chance to get more. So I really just wanted to talk about this in today's video, so we're gonna get rolling right away. But before we begin, make sure you smash the like button, especially in light of this great news, more or less. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification button. I probably will try to put out another video later today or even tomorrow where I really want to explore the stimulus check much more. But today, I really just want to cover about what to prepare for today, specifically over the $2,000 stimulus. The next video will probably be more about the $600 or the unemployment, so definitely subscribe to stay tuned for that if you guys are brand new here. And feel free as always to comment any questions, thoughts about really honestly just really anything at all that you guys wanted to share, even if it's just like how your weekend went or anything like, or how your Christmas went. So with that being said, let's get this video started. So when it comes to the $2,000 stimulus check, because now that we do have at least confirmed that there's going to be a $600 stimulus check, right now the current situation is that they recently created like a standalone side bill that's hoping to try to bump those payments from $600 to $2,000. They're going to be voting in this right now as of like possibly basically as we're speaking on Monday, because they are planning to basically vote on it throughout this Monday. It's going to the House first. Most people feel that the general speculation is that it's probably going to pass the House, which is the really great news. However, there's a little bit of a toss-up about figuring out whether or not it's going to pass the Senate. And while most people I do know feel that it's probably not going to pass the Senate, I think that there's actually more of a 50-50 case now, because the story is right now at this current time is that most of the Senate Republicans, there's almost no doubt that they don't want to pass the $2,000 stimulus check. However, there is one thing that, as crazy as to think to going back to about how fast time has moved this year, but the Senate elections are literally 2 weeks away, and that is the really crazy thing. So how this is related is because I think after a lot of delays over the last couple of weeks, even more over the last couple of days, there's a say that actually when it comes to the Senate elections, right now the Republicans are winning, I believe, but they're only winning by a slight margin at this current time about how the polls show. However, there is a lot of thought that it is definitely close enough to the point that it's very possible for the Democrats to potentially flip it. I think that the general idea is that a lot of people feel that given the fact that the Senate Republicans are so like right on the edge, even though they're taking the lead right now, they're so close onto the edge. A lot of people feel that these events over the last couple of days, it's almost definitely going to hurt the Senate elections, or specifically the Republicans' chances at winning the Senate elections. So if you are someone that wants a giant stimulus check, in the future, specifically especially for the third stimulus check, then the great news is that by what has basically happened, it basically increases the odds now that the Senate will maybe hopefully flip, and that's going to potentially bring us even more stimulus checks. So how this relates is because right now we have a $2,000 stimulus checks that's being voted right now. We don't know what's going to happen in basically the House or Senate. We do feel it's going to probably approve in the House. We do know Donald Trump definitely wants it because, I mean, after all, he is the person that specifically voiced, and one of the reasons he was hesitant to sign the $900 billion package originally, so the 600, was because he wanted to bump it to 2,000. So this is now a chance to potentially bump it to the $2,000 stimulus check. And a lot of people feel that maybe because of the pressuring situation, for the sake of saving their reputation, maybe the Senate Republicans will actually somehow pull through and maybe support the $2,000 stimulus check. Now, we don't know the answer, but one thing that we will say, though, is that even if the Senate Republicans don't actually support this bill, the fact that this bill exists, the bright news is that depending on how the Senate elections go, there's a lot of belief to say that if it doesn't approve, especially by the Senate Republicans, it may increase the odds that the Senate will now flip. If the Senate actually does flip, then when Joe Biden comes in, they can actually bring back the $2,000 stimulus check again. And now, maybe under a Biden administration, it can maybe potentially approve. And I'm really trying to speak objectively because I know there are some people that really love Trump and some people really prefer Biden. But the general idea, I think, right now is that Biden is definitely trying to support a third stimulus package. And I think that this $2,000 add-on is hoping to try to attach onto the second stimulus that officially just got approved, thankfully, but that if anything, maybe it will go into like the third package or something into the future. Now, in terms of what's actually specifically inside of this stimulus bill that's being voted on potentially as we're literally speaking, is really just the $2,000 stimulus check. One thing that is nice about this is that it is supposedly going to be $2,000 for almost every single person. So that does include children. So why this could potentially be a wild package is that because if this manages to actually approve, even if it doesn't actually approve today, but perhaps maybe inside something into the future, it's pretty crazy because a family of 4 now, including kids, so as crazy as it is to think, is that if you have a family of 2 adults, so a mom, dad, and then 2 kids, you could actually potentially be getting $8,000. And I know Trump specifically tweeted it, so that is the really, really crazy thing to think that, you know, you can literally give a family $8,000 straight deposited from the government. But of course, we really just have to see what they officially finally say. So that's really just what I wanted to cover kind of in today's video. I do know when it comes to also going back to the Senate elections, there's a lot of people, and it kind of goes back that if you're trying to preach for some giant stimulus package and you want the Senate to flip, especially if you're someone who doesn't really like Mitch McConnell. And I say this because I know that at the end of the day, Mitch McConnell did win the election. So even though I know most people don't seem to really like Mitch McConnell, you know, including me, I mean, he is the reason that blocked a lot of the package, there are still some people that support Mitch McConnell out there because after all, he did win the elections, I believe for like the 7th time, to stay as basically the Senate leader, majority leader, maybe the minority leader if it flips. So that is maybe something to really, really think about. But that's really just what's basically going on right now. So right now, the Republicans are still leading, but there is a reasonable chance to think that it's going to increase the odds of flipping. And this $2,000 stimulus check that's about to be voted on today is going to potentially have a pretty big role, because if they don't approve it, especially because I think that it's supposed to be public in the sense that like the names of who voted for and against it is supposedly going to be public, it means that if they don't vote in favor of it when it comes to campaigning for the Georgia Senate elections now, you can basically, whatever's the side that actually does vote for it, they can now use the fact that the opposite side did not vote in favor of this second $2,000 stimulus package against them, and basically tell the people, well, if you're voting for that side, keep in mind this is the side that did not want to give you guys $2,000. So if you guys want to vote for $2,000, or if you guys want $2,000, then you guys know who to vote for. So that's really the general idea that I really wanted to share with you guys about this stimulus check that's being voted on now. I do believe that in the next video, I'll probably talk much more about the actual official stimulus check that's about to pass. I only wanted to start with the $2,000 because this is something that's pretty much happening as we're talking, and at least it's something that still is kind of up in the air. So I'd rather talk about that and then go into something that's more secure, because we now officially know that it's approved, which is the really great news. So that's what I really wanted to cover. Hopefully you guys found some insight to it. Remember to smash the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification button for future updates if you guys hopefully enjoyed this, and feel free to comment any questions, thoughts about really just honestly just anything at all. And hopefully you guys had a relatively okay Merry Christmas. I know it was different, but at least we've officially survived and maybe can now look forward to brighter days, especially now that we at least have something approved and hopefully more to come. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay on. Hope to see you guys next time.